What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Sitting Ringside. Thank you for the applause. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Episode number 185. Let's do this, fellas. As always, I am Robert Villa, and with me, my homies, David Rodriguez, Mark Ambu Miller, and Rudy Lara. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good.
It's going
Excellent,
good, real good,
excellent.
man.
Let's go. Another Thursday night, another episode of Sitting Ringside. We have a badass show tonight. We have a recap, predictions, and of course, we have Power Slap fighter, Mr. DDP, Dorian Perez. He will be with us, joining us here in the next 10 to 15 minutes or so, probably sooner. But before that, fellas, let's do the quick shout outs. HKUSA.com. Go to HKUSA.com. Show your support to them as they show a lot of support to us. Also, Foxhound Fuel. Go to foxhoundfuel.com. Use our discount code to get 20% off your purchase. Use our code in all caps FBMMA. Also, to the fellas, if you want to get some nice underwear, I know I like this underwear, so it's really good. Go to John Tyler, click the logo at the bottom of our website, or go to Google John Tyler underwear. Use our discount code FIGHTBOOK in all caps, and you'll get 20% off your purchase on pretty much every single time you buy something from him. I love it. Can't complain. Also, shout out to our live streaming partners, Flow Combat, Fight TV, ESPN Plus, DAZN, and MMA TV. Shout outs to our partner promotions as well. We have Fight World, XFN, Combate Global, Brave Combat Federation, One Championship, and so on. Shout outs to all of them. Uh, even PFL. They have been giving a lot of love to Fightbook MMA. We are killing it on all their pressers. So if you want the latest uploads of the pressers that's happening with PFL, go to our YouTube channel. Just look up Fightbook MMA. You'll see our logo. We're the only ones there. And don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on all of our videos if you can. It helps us with the algorithm. Fellas, let's get into the show. We have some awesome events that's coming up this weekend, starting in the MMA, kickboxing, grappling, Muay Thai category. There's a lot of this stuff going on this weekend. We have about 9 events under this category. Starting off with our friends tomorrow morning, one Friday Fights 29. Go to fightbookmma.com. I will have the live stream and the live results as well as I do every single Friday morning. Also, that same day or night, PFL 8 2023 playoffs. Also, LFA 165, Compton versus Valente. The next 3 events are going to be streaming live at Fightbook MMA. Hex Fight Series 27. Our friends over there at AKA, they're going to have an event, AKA 30. Darren Brooks versus Juan Lee. Demolition Fight Series 2 is going to be taking place on August the 19th. Also on the 19th, we have KSW 85, UFC 292, and Combate Global, Castillo versus Guzman. The only boxing event that's happening live on this zone is in Birmingham, England. Galal Yafal versus Tommy Frank.
Well,
No
I don't know,
title.
man, but it doesn't matter who's fighting. If Jake Paul's not fighting, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, that's the only boxing event that's happening this weekend, but a lot of MMA, which is fucking awesome because, it's MMA. We have a lot of fights. And of course, with that being said, David, what do we always tell our friends and our fight fans?
Well, I want to first off starting by saying if you haven't been watching the Contender Series and don't know about every single fighter since they started fighting week to week,
You're a
100%
fucking
not a
loser.
real fight fan.
You're
But-
so dumb.
But in fact, though, you're not watching every second of every round of every fight of every event that Robert just mentioned, and going to fightbookmma.com for all your latest combat sports news.
You're not a real fight
You're
fan.
not a real fight fan.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah.
folks. Hate to break it to you, but you're not a real fight fan.
Nope. Right on. So, and what else, Rudy? If we don't do what now on Fridays?
You got to do the fucking Friday challenge, bro.
You
Got
have
to
to,
do the
man.
fucking Friday challenge. I know it's a lot to digest, all the fights, but if you're not doing it every single day, you're just a scrub.
You're a scum of the earth.
You're a scumbag, dude. That's what you get. Slap the shit out of you.
But with all the
Speaking
MMA,
of,
with all the MMA shows, though, you got to make that ultimate commitment. Like Rudy said, it starts tonight by watching this show, of course. Tomorrow, fucking Friday challenge, PFL. You know where to go. You know where to find all the latest results. FightbookMMA.com, baby.
yes, sir. Yeah, it's a pretty busy website, so go check it out, man. Show your love. I'm pointing at you, mother fucker.
Wow. I was like, your mom's watching?
No, my mom's not watching. If she is, hi, mom.
But before we get into the show, I know Dorian's going to jump on here shortly. We'll talk about him coming from.
Are you okay there, Mark? Oh shit.
But last week we did have a UFC fight night back at the Apex. Vicente Luque, Rafael Dos Anjos, kind of a stinker of a card. I mean, like, there was some shitty judging, like, right from the start, right? And then it ended up being Vicente Luque actually coming back from, like, pretty bad, like a serious injury. And, him making the trek back to the cage and being dominant, man, against Dos Anjos, which I've never been a fan of RDA at 170. I think at 155, he's definitely done his best work. But, hey, man, Vicente Luque looking good, right? Still at 170, right, boys?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he looked all right.
Yeah, I thought it was a good event. It started off hot, man. The prelims, I don't think there was a single decision. And then once you get to the main event, it was decision city.
Yeah.
And then they kind of sprinkled in a couple of killers like Khalil Roundtree, but after that, I don't know, bro. I don't know if you want to talk about that Cub fight right now, or you want to talk about Vicente Luque, but
yeah, no,
man.
that was pretty rough, man. Like Cubs legend. I mean, he has been on the side of the judges, the wrong side of the judging a few times. Cub always goes to war. Like he turned it on in the third round. Very, very close. I mean, I don't think like robbery, but the judges.
Yeah, I don't think it was a robbery, but I think the judges got it wrong. I think even, if the judges were just scoring it based on how you look, just the way he looked, bro. He looked defeated, bro. And they even asked him if he thought he won, and he said no.
No.
And I don't, I mean, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't, like you said, say it's a robbery, but it stinks to high hell.
Yeah, maybe in fact, if they decide to run it back, I mean, possibly, but it kind of just derails Duwadu. Like he was on quite a good run at 145. We know how tough the 145 division is, and a win over Cub Swanson in any type of way, not easy to get. And I think he did enough, man. Like that was kind of, as the co-main event, like I said, somewhat of a stinker for me overall watching the card. But like you said, Rudy, lots of great finishes. We've seen Khalil Roundtree go in there and get a first round KO. I mean, geez, Khalil Roundtree, when's the last time he finished somebody, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Daukaus, safe to say, or I hate to say it, but I think that's probably the last time we see him in the UFC.
He's gone.
Yeah, man, he's getting the fucking pink slip.
Yeah, because there's a couple of them on this card where, like, I mean, Jamie Pickett is a guy that stands out too. That very possibly
he's getting the boot for sure.
He's already got the pink slip.
Tafon and Chukwi, he might get.
Oh yeah.
JP Bays, I'm pretty sure he's on
JP Bays, he's for sure gone. Mike Breeden, that's another one that's going to be gone.
Yeah, a guy that was very impressive though. I've been high on Francis Marshall from the Contender Series. So for Isaac Dulgarian to go in there and just put work and finish him the way he did,
I told you
that's
guys,
a guy to
bro.
look out for at 145.
I told y'all, man. I was like, you know what? I haven't been too impressed with Marshall. He came out hot and fizzled out. Isaac Dulgarian said he was going to take him out, bro, and he fucking did just that. Terrence McKinney, bro, that was a badass win too, man. And Marcus McGee, man, that was, I don't know, dude, those 3 performances right there, if they would have ended it, that would have been like a solid 8, and then it just went downhill.
Was it the record for most like first round finishes, right? This card, because there was like 7 of them.
Man.
Yeah, dude, the whole prelims were pretty much a finish.
Yeah, with the, ground and pound, we had a variety of finishes too. We had a KO right out the gate with the Luan Santos, the Twister, which was legit. Damon Blackshear showing out, getting rebooked this weekend. We'll get to that card later portion of the show, but Jacqueline Amorim bouncing back. She had a tough outing, her UFC debut. Pretty high on her. She seemed like that she had a great camp, and
she
I think
destroyed Reese, man. She destroyed her.
Very possible contender for the title, as slim as that division is, with not like the same people fighting each other over and over. And we know Weili Zhang's defending the title this weekend as well too. So what did I say? Josh Parisian, I think he in fact may have fought his last fight on the contract or in the UFC. So this is overall like a card. I know I missed the show last week, but it was a card where a lot of fighters are fighting out their last fight on the contract, or they're just potentially getting cut after losing 2-3 in a row. So
hate to hear
Polyana Viana, she's toast.
Oh, that made me sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me very sad.
Game over for her, bro.
That makes me very sad.
Yeah, but the very top of the card, though, we talked about Vicente Luque. Who's somebody you can throw at him next? I mean, he was calling for big names, and he's pretty much right there at the top, with that win over Dos Anjos. I don't know. I just, like I said, Dos Anjos at 170 has never done, like, I've never trusted him picking him in a fight at that weight class. Mm-hmm. But as far as the division goes, like, we know Kevin Holland, he's fighting Jack Della Maddalena September. Kevin Holland's right there on the cusp. We got Bilal, you got Stephen Thompson. Shavkat, I believe, doesn't have a fight, but like, I don't know who's somebody to give Luque next, but I mean, he showed out and delivered, dominated. He kind of changed the game plan up too. Like, I mean, we thought he was going to go out there and strike with Dos Anjos, but he definitely, switched it up, engaged a lot of grappling, and just outworked Dos Anjos every round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Rob. Who's the name at 170? Vicente Luque, I think, is the next matchup.
I don't know, man.
Because I know the UFC is returning to. They're returning to Brazil. I forget is it before the years? They have a card down there. I believe it'd be proper to be booked on that card. I don't know, like I said, opponent wise, and I mean, after a main event win, against a former champion, that's pretty good shine. And given the path that he had to go through to get back to the cage too, so I think
give him Shavkat.
Very impressive stuff though, because we're gonna see
Shavkat.
Shavkat.
I mean,
welcome back.
Give him Calvin Gastelum, right? Like Calvin.
Fuck that dude, bro. Calvin won't make.
Fuck Gastelum. Fuck him.
He won't even. Either he won't make weight, or he's gonna say that he's injured.
Or he got injured in training.
Yeah.
Sucks. Very unfortunate trend for Gastelum, and as many fights as he's had canceled. You know what I mean? It's like the record or so. But yeah, I don't know. Shavkat doesn't have a fight. I'm down for him against just about anybody, but Luque, they'll put him on that UFC Brazil card coming up though for sure. But also taking place before the UFC happened last week, Rob in Albuquerque, you seen the boy John Dodson.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
New champ. I don't know, man. I don't even.
He was built for that shit, bro.
Anytime soon, like I don't know. He's the first inaugural champ, of that weight class. Yep. But man, John has just been a straight killer in that division. Like, he's the perfect fit for bare knuckle in his style. Right?
He is.
Like, the guy's never he's never been dropped. Like he has the best chin, like overall, like in the UFC, like him, Pedro Munoz, John Jones, like. But John Dodson though has a legendary chin, man. So like, him and
Yeah, I mean it's
BKFC. I don't know who they're giving.
yeah, I don't know either, but in piggybacking on what you're saying, John Dodson, he's like when he won his first BKFC fight, he went and fought at Ryzen and did the exact same fucking thing. Knocked out his opponent. I think it was in the second round. Then comes back to BKFC and KOs his opponent like in the first round. So Dodson in bare knuckle, like you said, he is going to be and will be the GOAT in that division for BKFC. And I feel like he's going
and
to
he's
be a
playing his
champ
cards
for a
pretty.
long time.
Yeah, and honestly, he doesn't take any damage either. So he's playing his cards very well. Like you said, the
Mhm.
Ryzen deals, fighting multiple organizations, getting great paydays, fighting some high-profile bouts, and then now he holds the gold for BKFC, and they're booking some good fights. I think they had Mike Perry re-signed over there, and I think what did they announce? Yeah, because they still have like they come back to Albuquerque way too much. I want to just say that too. Like I know John Dodson's great. Like let's get him like somewhere else and showcase like him against somebody outside of Albuquerque. Because they
Yeah,
came back
but
here like
BKFC is not dumb, bro. They come to Albuquerque because they know they will sell out. They fucking sold out the Tingley Coliseum.
yeah. Wow.
So it's we're a fight city. All the locals are going to support their local fighters. So and they will sell out just to see the fucking badass fight in a quick knockout.
Yeah, Dodson hasn't taken any damage, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's like fighting in Ryzen next week. You know what I mean? So
Probably.
very active though, John Dodson, making money. So I mean, that's great.
That's what he's doing.
So.
Yep.
But what was the fight, Rob? You said if you're not a real fight fan, if you didn't watch Navarrete and Valdez, because that was an absolute war.
Oh my god, bro. Okay, that fight. Holy shit, man. I was like at the edge of my seat watching this fight. These two guys, Navarrete being the champ and Valdez coming in. And there was an interview that Valdez did before this fight that he said that he needs Navarrete more than Valdez. Valdez needs Navarrete more than what Navarrete needs Valdez. And they were like, why do you say that? So, because I got nothing to lose, but I got a lot to gain. If I put on a fucking war against a champ like Navarrete, people are going to respect me more and they're going to want to watch me fight. And dude, let me tell you, that fight was a war of all out Mexican blood. It was just a badass fight. Navarrete did, he came out pretty much unscathed, but Valdez, man, his whole right side of his face was just jacked. But man, that fight, it was just awesome, man.
The craziest part of that fight was at the end when Connor ran into the ring and tried to give them all forged stout to drink.
Oh my god, Connor, he fucking ruined that shit.
At the Joshua fight, right? Yeah.
Joshua.
Did you see that? Like, I think Joshua's a Muslim, isn't he?
I'm not sure, but it was a full-on forged stout, like in proper 12 gang rolling in there, and I don't know, man. Like that's the new norm is like Connor jumping up in the ring and handing people bottles of proper 12 and the forged stout. Like that's just where we're gonna see him. We're not gonna see him fight, like right? I mean,
no,
it's weird, bro. It's weird.
Yeah,
like
this Connor is the dumbest Connor I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's getting bad. I mean, I don't know.
It is.
We used to mention him on this show a lot, but now it's just I don't know. At this point, I said it
for
before.
The bad news.
I don't think.
Yeah, it seems like the only time we talk about him is when he catching a rape charge. That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, like on that topic. Well, on the topic of that too. Like how what did Dustin Poirier was talking with DC or what was it? Like he's pretty much right about him saying like they need to just like USADA, it's thrown out the window if they give him an exemption. You know what I mean? But like it wouldn't have been the first time that they've done that. John Picogram Jones tested positive and was still able to fight 2 days later. So they give Connor an exemption and not even actually being in the pool and allowing him to fight. I mean, that's kind of shady, but it's Conor McGregor.
You know? I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, going back to the Navarrete Valdez, just to close that out, man, I think if y'all haven't seen it, anybody out there that's listening or watching, if you haven't seen that Navarrete Valdez fight, go look it up. I'm sure you can find, a knockoff video somewhere out on YouTube or wherever on the internet. But go and watch it round by round. You will not be disappointed. I think that's what
Roberto gets the horns.
yeah. I think that's what boxing is all about. Is that fight?
Yeah, that's what a real boxing fight should look like. You're correct.
Yes.
And I even had people like even my cousin Brian, who's typically not, doesn't watch boxing. He watches MMA from time to time, but even he texts me and is like, "You were watching the Navarrete and Valdez." I was like, "Damn straight, I was." You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not a big fall Nate Diaz where Nate was like, outclassed and knew he didn't have a chance. That's a real time boxing fight that we just seen last night. Last Saturday, sorry.
Last Saturday, yeah. I loved it. I was very impressed.
That was fun to watch.
I haven't seen a boxing match like that in a long ass time. So yeah, it was awesome. Let's see, is our guest jumping on here?
We had Bellator last week.
Oh, speaking of horrible judging, Bellator, that was pretty bad.
I agree.
I don't know where they found the
judges, but I heard and I know what the stuff that happened, and a certain somebody got kind of screwed by the judges and on top of an injury. So heal up fast, Joshua, and those judges really fucked you. Yeah,
Josh, for sure. And then, of course, our boy Lon Cruz lost the decision, but fought. I mean, a tough opponent. But man, like before his fight, I think it took him like 20 minutes just to get the scorecards ready. Like even John McCarthy was like, "How hard is it to count to 30?" You know what I mean? Like calling him out. So it was pretty bad. Like I don't know where that commission. What is it? North Dakota or Sioux Falls? I'm sorry, but
the Sioux Falls.
Horrible. Yeah,
I think they're called suck ass.
Suck ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible. Let's see. Well, since we're still waiting on our guest to jump on.
Well, I congrats to Aaron Jeffrey for taking out another ranked fighter, taking the 0, and now in the top 5.
Out.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Best mullet in the game, and
best mullet in the game. Yes.
He shouldn't have lost his last fight, but he said it in his post interview that he had a shitty camp and it reflected the performance. So he's make sure to not allow that to happen again, because when he's at his best, he could beat anybody. And I believe in that division, Jeffrey's right there. He's on the rise for sure.
Yep. That belt is his. Just a matter of time.
Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and I guess do the 1 minute Lizzo before we get on to the outside the cage news.
I think he's it says that he's backstage.
Oh, okay, well let's get him on.
Yeah, Dorian coming finish off the KO.
Yeah, I don't see that he's in here yet. Normally there he is. Let me bring him on, bro. Let me bring him on. My bad, dude.
Rudy, slip in over here, producer at hand.
Yeah, looks like we got to go.
Come on in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Be here, gentlemen. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year to all you.
Is it me or you are sideways? I don't know if you got to turn your camera or your phone.
You might have to turn your phone sideways. There
he is. All right. Well, fellas, everybody that's watching and or listening, let's go ahead and welcome our boy DP Dorian Perez coming off a badass win at Power Slap 4. Let's go.
Thank you.
Dorian.
I just want to thank the Academy. I want to thank my mom and Jesus. What's up, guys? How
Dorian,
we doing?
pretty good, man. Thank you for coming on to Sitting Ringside. It's an honor to have you on, man. I think our podcast has been having like the most power slap fighters on a podcast. I haven't seen much of anybody else doing it, but we welcome you to the show, man. Appreciate your time, brother.
I love it, man. I love you. You guys are not afraid of the little critic. I mean, everything that has to do with power slap gets a little criticism, but if you enjoy it, you enjoy it, bro. There's no, you don't have to listen to anybody's fucking opinion. If you enjoy something, you go in and you enjoy that thing, bro. Same thing like with boxing, right? Everyone told me that I was too old to join boxing, and then I go and I turn around and do 7-0 Street Beefs heavyweight boxing champion. So like, fuck what everybody else says, bro. You just do what you want to do. I don't care about nobody's opinion. I just fucking, even though I'm built like a bag of milk, I'll knock out people with fucking 6-packs. Cause I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't listen to nobody's opinion or I just go and I fucking prove myself wrong. You know what I mean?
There you go, man. There you go, David.
Yeah, like Robert is saying, Dorian, appreciate the time jumping on, brother. I know you're fresh, coming off a first round KO win. We've like since the inception of Power Slap, we've had plenty of guys on. I'm glad you're finally able to make it on tonight. So, how you feeling? Coming off fresh off a win, you're pretty much right there in the talks for the title. I know you're calling for the winner of Dwayne and Nate. Nate got the job done. You think that's the next fight for you, man?
Yeah, I like me and Nate because Nate is actually the same size as James Stonier. He's fucking 6'5", just a little heavier, right? But if you guys notice, that's a little bit different slap than I've normally been doing, and it's the one I can only really land on guys that are a lot taller than me unless I squat down. So I like throwing that slap. I can get a lot more power. My feet don't move at all, and I think I'll knock his ass out. He's not like a fighter. He's a football player. You know what I mean? We ain't got helmets over here. This is a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you.
I used to play football. I was an all-state football player, so I'm not scared of that shit either. That's why I think I could take so much head trauma. It's been bang time all the time for years for me. You know what I mean?
How was the post fight after everything went down in Vegas? How'd you celebrate? What was happening that night after your win?
Ooh, I went. I had an old fashioned, a smoked old fashioned. The shit was like $50, and then I went and I played Xbox and fell asleep. I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not doing nothing crazy, bro. Fuck that. I'm not trying to get arrested.
That sounds like a good ass time to me.
Yeah, I mean, normally my girl comes with me, but my girl wasn't there, so I'm not trying to get implicated in anything. So I went back to my room, played some Xbox with her, and I just fell asleep. Went home. Once I got home, that's when I celebrated. I took my my girlfriend out to eat and shit, and it was good. It was a good time.
Awesome. You don't want to get Conor McGregor, right?
I don't want to get the Conor McGregor charges, bro. I might just end up punching an old man in the face.
No, that's Mike Perry, bro. That's Mike Perry.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Mike Perry, dude, the Nigerian Nightmare. That's my boy.
He hit me.
Dorian, how much has I asked Robert Trujillo? He was on the show before too. I know that was a strange thing that happened with him, or with him and Paul Teague. I don't think that'll ever happen again, where he doesn't even have to go out there and.
It won't happen again because Paul Teague won't. I don't think Paul Teague will be in the league again. You know what I mean? Like, it's little shit like that. Like, if you don't have nuts, they're just gonna fucking can you. If you don't want to be here, they're just gonna can you. Because why would they keep you around if you are showing that you don't want to be here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, very strange though. Yeah, I just
you have another arm. You have a whole ass spare arm.
You know,
so
since I've been watching
bro.
this show, you know, there's been instances where guys they can't use their hand because they damage it, and they decide to finish it up with their other hand. and it didn't make sense. It just, I mean, even the commentators were like, "Did he just bitch out?"
Yeah,
Damn.
my opponent, my former opponent, John Davis, that dude fucking threw out his shoulder, did the rest of the match. He on number one, he threw out his shoulder, did the rest of the match with his left, and then did the last slap with his right. He fucking kamikazed himself. And so like we're out here to put it all on the line. And if you're fucking like, hey guys, I think I'm good, like you're not putting it all on the line. You know what I mean? If you can even say that, if those words can even escape your mouth, then you're not putting it on the line. You're appealing to the ref for help. You know what I mean? And when I'm in there, it's kind of more like it's just me and you. I don't really see the ref. I'm not talking to the ref for any sort of help or any sort of call. You know what I mean? The ref for me is like a interruption. Like you know what I mean? You're fucking with my flow. I'm trying to talk shit to this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's your main focus is your opponent. You're not, you need to get yourself centered and right and get that slap and all that power ready. And why do you want to fuck with the ref? You know what I mean?
100%. That's why I was so pissed at Dwayne. I was like, bro, why do you keep talking to him? Talk to me. You know what I mean?
Hey Dorian, you've been it's been pretty routine for you going back to Vegas. You've pretty much been on all the shows. How has the treatment for you guys changed time and time again? I know every time you go out there, you put on a show. You stole the show last week. So, hey man, how's the UFC and Dana White and them taking care of you guys?
They treat me really well, man. They treat me really well, and like they used to kind of watch us when we go train at the Apex or train at the PI. But now they just give us kind of unrestricted access here. You guys already know what you're doing. Go do your thing. And it was cool, man. I got to use all the bags and shit. I got to use the whole facility at the PI. I made sure to use everything, bro. I was like, I'm going to use this bag. I'm going to use this bag. I'm going to pick up this weight. I didn't even run. I just got on the treadmill. But nah, it's a blessing, bro. You got to realize, like, I'm a fan first. Like, I started fighting 2 years ago. So, like, it came out of me being a fan where I wanted to start fighting. And so to be at this level and to be rubbing elbows with these people is amazing to me. You know what I mean? I feel like a kid in a candy store. Like the other day, I went and I sat down with Michael Bisping. We just had a drink. He was sitting there at the hotel having a drink, and I was about to get me a beer. So I pulled up. I'm wearing my little suit because I thought we had a press conference, so I brought a suit. And so I'm like, I'm not going to bring a suit and not wear it. So I was like, I'm going to go have one beer. It's going to be all good. I see Bisping right there. I'm like, man, is that Bisping? So I go to the other side. I had to look at his eye, and I made sure it was Bisping. Yep, I see the eye. And I sat down next to him. I'm like, yo, what's up, Left Hook Larry? How you doing? And he's like, oh, what's up, Dorian? How you doing? What are you drinking? I'll buy you a drink. And I was like, you buying me a drink? I'll get one of them old fashions and $50 old fashions. You feel? It was a good time, bro. Like, I'm hanging out with these guys like they're my friends, and that's the coolest part. Is it's not like awkward to go.
I thought that's one of the coolest things, bro. Is that Bisping had nothing but good things to say about you.
Yeah.
When you're
he's the homie now, bro.
Yeah, man. He likes you a lot, dude. So that must have been awesome to see him and hang out with him and shit.
It's so sick, bro. Because in my light, I channeled my inner Michael Bisping because Dwayne kept hitting me in my eyeball. So, like, I couldn't because he kept hitting me in my fucking eye. So I was only able to get a good slap in when I closed my left eye. I was like, damn, I'm gonna channel my inner Michael Bisping. You can call me Michael Bisping, you know what I mean? Bisping. And I closed my eye and I hit him fucking one up like that. So honestly, in my whole training camp for James, anytime that I hit the bag, I would always close my eye. I was like, man, if somebody else takes this eye from me, I'm still gonna beat this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
So, okay, you mentioned, quote unquote training camp. You train yourself, right? You don't have like a coach.
Yeah, but I didn't train. Like, I have a boxing coach, I have a Muay Thai coach, I have a Jiu-Jitsu coach, but they don't have a slap coach. So I've kind of just like taken the helm on that and did it myself. The closest thing I have to a slap coach would be like Ryan Phillips. Like, that fool helps me out a lot. But then I'm also a sponge. I take information from everybody. So I've taken information from Wolverine. Wolverine slap I like a lot. I've taken some of the technical information from Dwayne. Like I just, even if they're not trying to teach me something, I'm learning all the time. So that's what I feel like is one of my biggest advantages is just I feel like I don't know shit, so I'm humble in how I approach learning things. You know what I mean?
Right. And I know you're like one of those guys that like to teach and coach, right? Do you feel like with the experience that you're having now with slap fighting, do you feel like you could potentially coach these guys that want to get into slap fighting and teach them a little bit of techniques or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. I try to be careful with what I tell other heavyweights. But any guys that are lower weight than me, any guys that are lower weight than me, I try to give them like a good advantage. And even on the bus, Buffalo Soldier was right there, and we're talking about how to take a slap. And I kind of told him how I take a slap because I was like, if you're gonna be my next opponent, you're gonna have to be someone who knows how to take a slap. So your fucking legs to take that. I want wars, man. Bro. I know like the knockouts are cool and shit, but I want wars. Like that's the best part. Like I got more fans off of losing in a war and putting on a good performance than getting this knockout this last weekend. So
I was going to mention that.
I like that
I know after you lost that Power Slap 3, your followers just grew because of the type of performance that you guys put on for that fight.
Even when I lose, I still win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to figure out a way.
See, that's the kind of attitude you got to have, bro. If you want to make it in the big leagues, man.
Hell yeah. Dorian, they asked me like, "Oh, how do you feel coming off a loss?" I'm like, "Bro, I've been a loser my whole life. When I played football, I came off a losing football team. I still made All-State on a losing football team because of my performance. I never lost heart." Even though we're down 44-14, I never lost heart. I would still be out there fucking making people bleed, fucking dislocating knees and shit. Because I'm gonna play hard to the very end.
Hey Dorian, I was gonna ask you too. I've been playing the Power Slap game. Are you featured on that game at some point? You are. Right?
I think they have a little knockoff version of me, but they're gonna use my character model eventually. Put me in there. You know what I mean?
I heard they were using Tai Tuivasa to model you. you look like the Mexican Tai Tuivasa.
Dude, I love this shit. I need a beer. Hold on. Where's the beer? I'm gonna do a shoey for y'all.
Dude, you gotta do a shoey, bro. You gotta do a fucking shoey now.
Let's go.
I don't know if you played it, Rob, or Rudy, you have, but I know they had AJ Hints and the big Hawaiian. So I was wondering, they have the Mandalorian on there. So thanks for clarifying.
I could only find a boot. We're doing a boot.
Hey, the boot. Let's go! Hell yeah!
This is my work boots, baby.
Let's go! Drink it up! Hell yeah!
That's the first shoey we've ever had on the show.
That is.
Or didn't Tyler do one? It might be the second one.
Yeah, no. This is the true shoey that we've had. Yeah, right on, man. That is badass.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, Dorian, too. You're in Southern California, right? I heard. Was it the hurricane coming through? Is it going to affect the area you're at, or what's the deal with that?
I think all my life we've been getting hurricane warnings, and we've gotten nothing more than a couple inches of rain. So bring it on, bro. I fucking hope we get a tornado in this motherfucker. Honestly, stir some shit up.
Yeah, because I heard about it too. Because it kind of affects my work. I've worked out in that area before, not necessarily out San Diego area, but I know it either hits north or south. And last year, I think it was pretty bad towards the south. So I was wondering.
Oh, God forbid your job is affected.
So.
Right.
Nah, dude, it shouldn't be bad at all, bro. It's not gonna be
Who
nothing,
cares
bro.
about those lives that are gonna get affected?
Yeah. Fuck the homes that are gonna be gone. Hopefully, your work is uninterrupted. You know what I mean?
Oh, David.
Hey, well, it ties to the economy somewhat, so it'll be effective either way. So.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
my hero,
That
dude.
is-
The fact that you have a job and you still do your job consistently, you're my fucking hero, bro. Because I fucking hate going to work, dog. I still do, but I fucking hate it.
What do you do for work?
I want to quit my. I do security, and it's
Security.
just I'm answering the same questions every single day, kicking out the same people every single day. You know what I mean? So that's why I like breaking up the monotony with doing this power slap shit. And then on top of that, I don't have to save any money. It's just power slap takes care of my savings. I'd store it all in savings and just continue my life as usual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Does anybody had to be power slapped to get out of line?
You know, I carry boxing gloves in my car, so like anytime taxi drivers have a big beef with the Uber drivers, because I work at the CBX airport, bro. So every time the taxi driver is like, "Hey, I'm gonna fucking fight this guy," or "I'm gonna fight this guy," I'm like, "Hey, nobody's fighting except for me." I was like, "If anybody wants to fight, we can go to the parking lot, take off this uniform, throw on some boxing gloves, and we'll get it cracking." And it usually calms down the situation. Because I tell them too, I'm like, "Bro, I'm not afraid to get fired. I've been fired from every job I've ever had. What makes you fucking think that I'm scared to get fired from this job?" And I'd be like, that usually fucking gives them the deer in the headlights look. You know what I mean?
That usually gets people to chill the fuck out. It's like, bro,
That's
you
my
really think
de-escalation tactics.
that I won't
There you
whoop
go.
your ass and get fired. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it.
Bro, I'll clock out right now.
Straight up.
Let's go.
Swipe. Bro, speaking of boxing gloves, I think I need to send you a pair of some Fight Book MMA boxing gloves, bro. Look at that shit.
Oh my boy! If you send me some, I'll probably I'll use them a couple times on my Instagram. But then I'm gonna auction them off, or like fight of the day for whoever is the best fight for the street beefs. I'll probably give them to one of the street beefs fighters.
Okay,
there's a lot of boxers, badass boxers and shit in street beefs. If you give me a pair, I'll fucking
Okay, do you want black or white? Black?
Black and red, yes sir.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna send you a friend request on Facebook, and then we'll talk about sending them to you, man.
Absolutely, bro. Hey, who's got beer? I think it's like beer 30 right now.
I don't. I got Prime.
I don't have any beer.
The real fight man over there drinking Prime.
I don't drink beer.
I don't drink beer, but I drink Prime.
He needs some milk.
Whiskey? Are we doing a shot of whiskey?
We can do a shot of water. It's kind of like whiskey. It's clear. Cheers, brother.
I only drink on podcasts.
Are you at a disco?
Yeah, you know, I try to do something different every time in my fights and in my podcast. So today, we got this.
Hell yeah.
This 10-hour-long fucking compilation of lights.
Sweet.
Merry Christmas. Fuck with me.
Hey,
jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
Hey, Dorian, are you gonna do you have your own podcast you're gonna be doing later tonight as well? Do you can scheduling work out for that?
Yeah, I think they're going right now, but I'm gonna hop in late. It's Barefisted Podcast with King of Kings, Jesse Busta Nutting, and the Dapper Slapper and John Davis. Man, those guys are some wild boys, and I love those guys to death. So Jesse Nutting, if you want to make some money, use Jesse Nutting's UFC picks. That motherfucker, he's like Rain Man when it comes to UFC picks. Also, if you're on Barefisted Podcast and you roast Jesse in the comments, whoever has the best roast of Jesse of the night gets a little prize.
Hell yeah.
I'm good at roasting people.
Yeah,
you better roast that motherfucker. You better roast that motherfucking transsexual gnome looking motherfucker right there. But he'll make you some money. He will
Damn,
make you
Mark.
some money if you use
You
his
love talking
picks.
like that, Mark?
Damn, Mark O'Malley
What?
over there.
Mark O'Malley.
Yep.
Nah, dude, he's the transsexual Viking and he fights for fucking rights, bro. But
Mark looks like a transsexual Sergeant Slaughter right now.
What the fuck?
oh
I can't even see the
shit.
comments on my live, so I can only imagine what people are saying to me. So.
Shit, dude, it's Sergeant
You look like
Slaughter.
it looks like Sweet Tooth from fucking Twisted Metal's gay son, dude.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Well, hold on. I got the red cup for it. Hold on a second. I do got the red cup for it after all.
Hey. Yeah, you know, I think people talk about CTE and whatnot, but bro, honestly, I would have been doing this shit. I'm not okay. If I would have just on the MMA route, I'm not as great of an MMA fighter as I am a slap fighter. So I would come out of MMA matches with way more damage than I would with a slap fight. Same thing for boxing. Just because of how I am as a person and my style, I'll throw my hands down and be like, "What, bitch?" and let them hit me a couple of times. So I've been getting damage, way more damage in my boxing matches and in my MMA matches that I've had before slap fighting than I have been getting in slap fighting. I've been living a lot healthier just doing slapping than I have with boxing. Boxing, I'll come back with broken orbital bone, fucking smashed up eyes, broken nose, fucking tooth going through my lip. And that's how I just for free. I was doing Street Beefs for free, just putting on wars for the people, just because I like that war fucking aspect. So I promise you, don't worry for me, bro. I would have been doing this shit anyway for free, but at least I'm getting fucking paid now, and it's actually less damage than I was before I was doing this shit.
Yep.
And that's good, because that, you'll be able to do the slap fighting for a good long time.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm thinking I'm too stupid to get knocked out, bro. You can't take away what's not there. Ooh, I'm empty-headed, baby. I'm ready to go.
Hey, what did they, Dorian, what did they say about the next slated event? I'm pretty sure there will be one, maybe two events before the year's out, right?
October 25th is the next one. I'm not sure about the one after that, but yeah, I think we're taking September off and then hopping back in October. I'm not sure if I'm on there. They haven't called me yet, but just I've been on every numbered card since the inception, so I figure they're gonna have me on there. They'll find it for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure.
Like I said, I'm not here to win. I'm not here to fucking have a title shot. I'm here to fuck people up. So bring me somebody and I'll fuck him up. I don't care if he's ranked or unranked or what the fuck the deal is. Just give me somebody.
Who do you want to slap the shit out of? That's a loaded question, right? You're like, I want to slap the shit out of a lot of people.
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of people, bro. Have you guys ever heard of Shinigami?
Shinigami.
Have you guys ever heard of Shinigami? Tell me. Right? He's the fat white guy, fat white karate master who knocked out that guy with one kick.
Oh, yeah.
Pull up the Shinigami highlight.
Dude.
Pull up the Shinigami highlight, bro. Yeah, I don't know if you can screen share or whatever. You guys got to see that shit, man. That guy's my friend.
Really can screen share. He's your friend.
That guy's my homie, right? We fight for the same organization, Street Beast West Coast. That's the same organization that I'm a champion in.
Shinigami versus Nasty Native.
Yeah. Well, no. Shinigami versus Detail. That's the one you want to see because it was against Shinigami against Nasty Native. That was his downfall. Anyway. But so Shinigami, like, he's cool, right? But it's just some little things that bother me, like the lack of accountability, like just little shit like that. It bugs the fuck out of me. So I've been telling him for a long time, dude, you gotta join Power Slap. Come get paid. You know what I mean? He's like, nah, I'm gonna keep doing karate. I'm gonna keep fucking knocking people out.
There he is.
There he is. That's the fucking man right there.
Shout out to my girl Rachel. Do this.
But he pisses me off, bro. I love him, but he pisses me off. I want to slap the fuck out of that boy.
That's detail. Detail looks like he's about to get detailed.
Dude. Man, look at this shit.
I wouldn't fight that guy. Shit.
I would fuck Shinigami up, but I love that boy.
Like, bro, he looks like he could fuck up Daniel LaRusso.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Cobra Kai.
I love Shinigami so much.
Bro, he looks like
I want to smack the fuck out of that big karate boy.
Bro. They need to put him in Cobra Kai. He needs to be in Cobra Kai.
Dude, every time he fights, somebody in the audience goes, "Remember your training." I can't, bro. I love that shit. If you see Shinigami versus Ryu Sinin, it's two karate guys versus each other. That shit's unreal. Oh man, you guys got to see some of these Street Beast fights. Some of them are more funny than they are fucking. They're all entertaining, but some of them are more funny than dangerous. You know
Yeah. I don't know about Street Beast, man. I've watched a bunch of videos of theirs, and it's just it's nuts. It's very
Watch
nuts.
Street Beast West Coast. Street Beast West Coast are some of the guys that train a lot more consistently, and they're a lot more consistent when they fight. Like you have characters that have gone 7 fights, 8 fights, 15 fights in the same organization, whereas like Street Beefs on the East Coast is a lot of one-off fighters, guys that come for one weekend and they fight once, and then they just it's the next weekend it's a different group of guys. But Street Beefs West Coast has a lot more consistent players. So check out Street Beefs West Coast on YouTube, and check out some of my fights on Street Beefs West Coast YouTube. I promise, if you love me, I'm Street Beefs West Coast through and through. So if you're gonna love me, then you love those guys 100%.
Awesome.
Like Battleborn, Free Smoke, fucking Darkness, Nasty Native. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of these motherfuckers. Even Shinigami's he's mad entertaining to watch, bro. Ryu Sinin, like all these guys are fucking amazing. No Love is also a Street Beast fighter. He's in Power Slap out of my recommendation, but he's a Street Beast West Coast fighter too. That motherfucker would fight 2 and 3 times a day, kickboxing, boxing, MMA, and then win all these fights. So like, these guys fight for glory. They don't fight for money. Like these are real fighters.
Right on, man. That's awesome. So speaking of Street Beefs, would you dabble into bare knuckle fighting?
Yeah, bro. I actually, for my heavyweight like title defense, I was trying to get a wraps only boxing match, but it just didn't time out right with power slap and stuff. So, I would think about it, but I would have to definitely get in the gym a lot more and be a lot more technical.
Yeah.
These guys are super great at evading punches, and they still come out bloody and beat up and shit. And that's not my style. My style is not really evading punches, more so like throwing while you're throwing. So like I'm gonna catch some heat. You know what I mean? So if I get in bare knuckle, I definitely want to be more evasive.
But right now your home is slap fighting.
Power slap, baby.
Power slap.
Slapping motherfuckers out. Pimp slapping, toe tapping. I'm just trying to fight the man. I'm your pusher man. You know what I mean?
David?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dorian, do you think as the sport grows, I know we're still early in it, you've been a big staple of it so far. Like you're saying, there's guys you want to slap the shit out of. You may, in fact, be able to pull them to power slap. Do you think eventually Dana and the matchmakers would entertain like a one-off fight of just somebody like kind of like bare knuckle? We had a guy, what's his name? TikTok guy. He fought in bare knuckle last week.
He won.
And he won. So do you think like power slap that eventually would be something that can happen? I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to fight I called for it last time. I'm trying to fight Dwayne Crespo, just a little one carve out UFC fight. Dwayne Crespo, me and him, because that motherfucker has great kicks. He's a great Muay Thai fighter, but I just think I'll beat his ass. Like I just think my doggishness just will beat all that. You know what I mean? He could kick me, he could fucking punch me, but when we're in a fight, that shit's different. You know what I mean? That shit's super different. And you can call me fucking DTP Nurmagomedov. I'm gonna take this motherfucker down and beat him the fuck up. You know what I mean? So I think as the sport grows, we'll see what happens. But that's probably who I have my eyes set on, because I don't ever like easy fights. Easy fights have never interested me. I've only ever wanted to do like hard fights. So Dwayne has had MMA experience in the professional realm before, and I haven't. You know, I've only ever had a few experiences against wrestlers. So to have an MMA fight against a striker who wants to beat me up on the feet, and knowing that I could fucking beat him to the punch when it comes to boxing, fucking take what he has when it comes to Muay Thai, and then show him something new when it comes to wrestling, bro. Like, I think I'll be all over that.
Yeah, I know you called for
I
that.
won't.
Yeah,
I won't climb up the rankings in UFC, but I beat a fucking few people's ass in the UFC.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool to see that happen. Like you said, if you're calling for it, I think UFC, Dana and them would entertain something like that for big stars, guys that bring the numbers like yourself. And I know Robert Trujillo, he's saying that there's nobody to fight him, and he's definitely an undefeated mixed martial artist. And I think he, in fact, should get that Dana White Contender Series.
100%.
So yeah.
That dude's been putting in the work. As like me, I haven't been putting in the work the way that Robert has. So if we're gonna advocate for anybody, one person getting in the UFC after this shit, it should be Robert. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to climb up the ranks in the UFC. That dude could actually climb up the ranks. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to fight Dwayne just to show, because he's been since the beginning, bro. This motherfucker, you can't beat me in a fight. You can't beat me in a fight. Doesn't matter if it's boxing, Muay Thai, fucking MMA. I'm always gonna beat you in a fight. And I don't think that's true at all. You know what I mean? I told him, I was like, bro, fight me in Street Views then. Fight me for no money then. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's do old school. Let's go to the backyard.
Prove it. Fight me for zero money. Oh, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? This and that. Get the fuck out of here.
Dorian, real quick, we have a fan on one of our live streams here. His name is JP Perez. He says, let's go, Dorian. I'm a big fan, brother. Seen all of your fights on Power Slap. So JP Perez, you might want to give him a shout out, man.
Hey, that's awesome, bro. Shout out to JP, man. You know, that's my dad's initials. My dad's initials were JLP, Joe Jose Luis Perez, and that's
awesome.
That's awesome to me, bro. It's awesome to me that you're out there and you're enjoying what I do. So I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, man. So you mentioned that you're not sure if you're going to be on the next Power Slap, which I'm pretty sure we all here on the panel.
I took no damage. I'm pretty sure I'll be on there.
Yeah, you're going to be on the next one. Who do you want to fight? Like who's on your mind right now as far as your next opponent?
Like I said, I think this is the fight that excuse me. This is the fight that King of Kings is coming back. So, you know, I love that dude to death. But he's a real threat when it comes to being in the heavyweight division. So I'd like to take out that threat as far as when it comes to me.
Right.
But there's a couple of other guys that are up and coming in the heavyweight division that maybe we haven't seen yet. So they'll probably give me somebody. They'll probably give me somebody that we haven't seen yet. You know, just some big scary guy from the middle of fucking nowhere. But I'm used to that shit, bro. I'm used to that shit. My first Street Beast fight, I fought a guy who was all on fucking steroids and all yoked out of his mind. He got a 9-second knockout earlier that day, and I was like, "Give me that guy. Let me get that guy." Because my opponent didn't show up. So I was like, let me get that guy. He didn't even fight all day. Fuck him. And I TKO'd that guy. So
nice.
I'm not. Yeah, so I'm not worried about this shit. I'm not worried about big opponents. I'm not worried about scary ass opponents because this shit just it just adds to my name. You know what I mean? I don't have to be fucking scary to go put these guys away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Think of it.
awesome, man. I mean, you're out there doing what you love, and you're leaving a legacy for your family. For I don't know, do you have kids?
I don't have kids. My dad passed away in 2018, something like that. So I just have
Okay,
my little brother. My little
your
brother
little.
is who I look after and who I'm kind of doing this all for. This is my immortality project. Like, God forbid anything were to happen to me, he can go back and look at all this and be like, hey, this is where we're from. This is who the fuck we are. And this is what we stand for. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
if it
awesome, man.
wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing any of this shit. This shit's exhausting. You know what I mean? It's fun and all that, but it if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be going through this because I wouldn't have anybody to show. I wouldn't have anybody to show. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, I
right.
like entertaining the fans. That's all cool. But Isaiah is who it's for, and I love him to death. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for
Yeah.
him, it wouldn't be no me.
So he pretty much saved your life then, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. You know, cause I felt like my dad was a big ass inspiration for me. Like, he was
Uh-huh.
my best friend, my
Right.
road dog. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
for him not to be able to have that would just hurt my fucking soul. Like, it hurt my soul so much that he wasn't going to be able to have the same relationship that I have with my dad. And I knew that I couldn't be the same person as my dad. I'm my own person. So I had to figure out how to inspire Isaiah the same way that my dad inspired me, but to do it in my own way, in a way that was true to myself.
That's
You know what I
awesome,
mean?
man. Yeah, that's great, man. I love hearing that. Um, and you keep doing you, brother. I mean, you are an entertainer, and you bring smiles to everybody, just like our boy here, JP Perez. He's been
Hell yeah.
following you since forever. So I'm sure there's a lot more people out there. Like you said, your fan base grew after that loss, and which technically was a win.
Yeah.
So that's freaking badass, bro. I love hearing stories like this, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, thank you guys, man. Thank you guys for putting us on and having the most power slap guys on your podcast. Like, really, power slap
I'm
guys
just
are
I'm just
are
saying.
crazy.
I'm
Like,
just saying.
it's
Yeah, I'm just saying that we're the ones that've had the most power slap fighters on a podcast. I'm not
yeah,
sure, but I
yeah,
feel like we've even
yeah.
had
No,
two
I mean,
power slap fighters at once.
Yeah. No, I think the first I think we had Robert Trujillo and Travis Aragon at the same time on the show, so
yeah.
it was good stuff. So, but
Nah,
yeah,
nah.
man,
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you guys, man. Like, to give us a little platform to introduce ourselves and to really, show ourselves at a deeper level. That's badass, bro. And you
yeah,
Yeah.
guys are
no,
fight
man,
fans through and through. So
Hell,
to be talking about this fight, bare knuckle, UFC, Risen, and then power slap. Like, you guys are putting us on the same level, and it really is. You know what I mean? You're staring down the loaded barrel of a gun and
mm-hmm.
not moving.
yeah.
Yep.
No,
So that should take something different.
it's all love over here, Dorian. We support everybody, and like I said, we've been since the inception supporting Power Slap. It's a pleasure having you on, and sharing your story. And we'll definitely have to do it again. And you know what I mean. It's been fun stuff, man. Having each and every one of you guys on, it's great to have Fight Book involved and tell the story that is Dorian DTP, man. So
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, before we let you go, man, we always let our guests give a shout out to whoever they want. If it's a sponsor or anybody, go for it, bro.
Hey, shout out Barefisted Podcast, man. Barefisted Podcast for life, man. Ryan Phillips, Jesse Bustinutting, John Davis, Dapper Slapper. All these guys are fucking killers, and they're all in Power Slap. So if you like Power Slap, if you like UFC, watch our podcast, man. Thursdays about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We hop on there. Jesse always has the best UFC fights, UFC picks. The motherfucker made like $1,500 last week. So hit him up for his picks. He's always going to be on Facebook dropping his picks and stuff like that. So watch Barefisted to have those picks live. Also, shout out Street Beast West Coast, man. Street Beast West Coast. There would be no DTP without knowing Street Beast West Coast. So I appreciate them for putting me on and giving me the opportunity to showcase myself. So thank you guys, man. Thank you, Fight Book. Thank you, Power Slap. Thank you, Monster. Thank you, everybody who's making this shit happen. And I'm just gonna keep knocking motherfuckers out.
Hell yeah. After our show, brother, I'm going to reach out, get your address, and I'm going to send you a pair of some black Fight Book MMA boxing gloves.
Ooh, I'm gonna break them in, baby. I'm gonna break them in.
Let's go. Thanks for doing the Mexican shoey on our show as well, man. That's a first 100%. For us.
Had to do it out of a work boot. You know what I
mean? All right, bro. Thank you so much, man. Have a good night.
Yes,
we'll get you on next time.
Have a good one.
All right, brother.
Another good one in the books, bros. Another good one in the books.
Awesome interview, man. This guy is a badass.
It's fun, bro. Bisping, he had nothing but good things to say about him during the event. So it's cool to have him on, man. It's cool to have him on and seeing him enjoying his life, man.
Yeah. That was an awesome interview. Hopefully he had a blast with. I'm sure he did.
His lights matched the background.
It did, right? Don't all our guests love being on our show, though? I mean, come on. They love. We're fun. We are all fun. We make it fun for them. Right on. Well, let's get into the next segment, Outside the Cage News. David.
Outside the Cage News.
Man, you go from the Power Slap series, one badass Dorian Perez, to Outside the Cage News. And man, there's plenty of stuff happening outside the cage, near the cage. You know what I mean? That's why we call it Sitting Ringside. Because, yeah, sitting ringside, sitting cage side, there's always something going on. But this in fact, is close to fights, of course. We know Helen Yee and the Schmo. You guys are familiar. I mean, they're officially engaged. So congratulations, I want to say, to the Schmo and Helen Yee. Always putting in work. I know earlier the Schmo was asking some pretty great questions at the UFC 292 presser. So congrats on the engagement and keep up the good work, right?
Yeah. I don't know about that guy.
But it's an engagement trend, I guess. Logan Paul officially engaged to his fiance Nina Adrigal. Is that her name, right, Mark?
Oh, bro! Shout out to Dylan Dennis. He used to be the most hated MMA guy in the MMA Twitter world, but now everyone loves him, dude, because he's been roasting Logan hardcore, dude. And this, I guess, is a build up to their fight. They've been talking shit back and forth, and yeah, man. I like Dylan Dennis now.
Oh my god!
I like Dylan Dennis. I've gained some newfound respect for him because he went lower than low, and yeah, bro. Shout out to Dylan.
Yeah, that's amazing that guy. Well, we know it's all promotion for the fight, but he did go pretty low, and that's the thing about media and the era that we're in for fighting. Of course, Dana White said it's not the be nice business, but yeah, you're famous for being a fucking asshole or doing great things either way. Sometimes it's more of the latter, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. But I still don't like Dylan Dennis, and I hope he shows up to the fight. We shall see. So
that's one thing we need to. If Dylan Dennis shows up and walks through those ropes,
yeah,
I'll give him a little credit.
It's such a shit show of a match. I mean, what in the hell? He's not a boxer. Come on. It's a total.
It's a fucking entertainment. It's just for entertainment. For people like Rudy that love to see stuff like that.
It's a fucking mess, is what it is. So,
It's a shit show.
I'm all for it.
That's right.
but moving on
Yeah.
outside the cage, or I'd say moving on outside the cage news. I want to. Well, we all grew up listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony on this panel. I know. So they officially made 99th Street in Cleveland Bone Thugs Street, and they keep stealing the fucking signs, man. Like,
Of course they do. Hey, that
Respect.
It's gonna keep happening,
they'll need to have like a billion signs to replace it every day, every hour. As soon
Like
as
what?
that sign is on there, dude, they're gonna rip that shit out.
Who is
It's
they?
like,
White people?
The white people.
You know
Yeah,
it.
Like,
the white people.
Yeah,
it's
like
like High
Marco
Street.
O'Malley.
The
here.
honkies. Yeah, us honkies
Yeah,
are gonna do
Marco
it.
O'Malley.
Us honkies are gonna steal all the signs.
Hey,
I don't know why
settle,
it took so
settle down
long.
there, Sergeant Slutter.
It took long enough, but still, like, I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to keep replacing those signs like every night, right, Rob? So, but
That was
What
a
they
given,
need to
right?
do is they need to just spray paint the fucking sign on the wall, the corner of the wall of the building where where they're putting the street sign, and just leave it at that.
Or put an alarm on it.
An alarm.
An alarm with a camera.
Oh god, no.
but
Or a booby trap.
yeah, I seen that
Booty
blip in the
trap.
news, and I was like, wait, it
Exactly.
took long enough to
It's
get
spikes or
that
something.
official, but hey, it's official. East 99th Street, Bone Thugs.
Awesome.
Cue it up.
Awesome.
But also outside the cage news, Rudy, close to where you're at, San Antonio area, I believe the chupacabra was sighted in someone's backyard, right? A strange creature in Texas. What was that?
They're always seeing chupacabras, supposed chupacabras.
Always. Even
Always,
over
bro.
here in El Paso on the border, they think that they captured the chupacabra.
And it's usually like some dog with
Mange
mange.
dog.
Yeah, that was a. Well, you seen the video, Rob? Like, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah.
I don't know what the hell that thing is, but it's probably a dog. I mean,
To me, it looks like a mix of a dog and a coyote gone wrong. And that dog was probably a mutt, and it was probably a big ass fucking dog, and mated with a damn coyote, and then it's what they came out.
I think Rudy needs to investigate those as soon as possible. You're close. So
I agree.
No, I ain't touching. I don't mess with chupacabras, bro. Real
No.
or not.
but continuing on in the animal world, I think we need to start talking about bears every single chance we can on this show, because apparently Hank the Tank has been captured. You guys heard of Hank the Tank, right?
Hank the
What?
Tank? Who's that?
It's a bear that's apparently broke into like 21 different houses.
Oh,
Like, they ate all-
yeah.
Yeah, they eats all their food and just wrecks their house. So like officially they've captured Hank the Tank. It sucks. Free Hank the Tank.
Didn't some lady like videotape him, and he was in front of the door and didn't even come in? He was just chilling in the front door,
Yeah.
and he was just being recorded, right? He didn't even come into the house. He was just looking at the
Bro.
camera, just chilling there. And this lady was
Look
like,
at
"Oh
this.
my god,
Look at the second chonker, dude.
Holy shit.
They finally
Yeah.
caught Hank the Tank.
yeah, yep." Yeah, there's a video going around where he's just chilling in the front porch with the door wide open, just looking at the owner of the house.
Yeah,
Bro,
Steve,
he's definitely an American bear.
Oh yeah, that dude's fucking.
He's American, and like, which houses are he breaking into? The ones next to McDonald's? The fuck, that
like
that
I
bear-
think they caught him
bear
in
has diabetes.
yeah, no, they caught him in like Lake Tahoe, so he's been grubbing good, and like he's just
Oh
chilling. Like,
yeah,
he's not hurting nobody. He's chilling, man. So free Hank the Tank. I'm
yeah,
getting
he's
his
just
shirt
chilling. He's not hurting a single soul. He just goes in, raids the kitchen,
Bro,
and
they're
leaves.
gonna do him dirty like they did Harambe.
But hey,
Poor Harambe.
but each time we could talk about real bears, we will do that. 'Cause I know we talked about fake bears or humans in bear suits a couple weeks ago. So, but
That was my cousin Marvin, I told you.
You're so dumb.
But moving on, there's a pretty interesting thing in space, Rob. I know you always mention the James Webb
James
Telescope.
Webb, yes.
It captured a damn question mark, and I forget what portion of the galaxy it is, but like a question mark. Like, is it the fucking Riddler or like what is it? You know?
It's just something strange out there in the universe, and James Webb is capturing a lot of stuff. It's crazy what this telescope is capturing. It's already spotted, a shit ton of galaxies with planets and suns, and so. And I always bring it up when we talk about the space and everything. There is no way that we are the only beings alive. There's got to be other life forms out there.
But what if it's a superhero and he's called the question mark man? Hey, but James Webb captures a lot of photos, but just think of the shit that they don't release.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that they're not releasing. A lot of videos, a lot of pictures that the telescope is capturing. There is a shit. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that are talking about that. How is it that they're only releasing certain things, and why not release everything?
Yeah, no,
and it's because they don't want people to get scared or wonder or whatever. But
yeah, they don't want to know that the end is near.
Exactly. Because
but
you travel further into space, you're traveling back into time. Yeah. So it's you're looking, and what they're trying to do is find the Big Bang, when and how all of this started. So that's probably what they're doing, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that they discovered that happened light years away. So
yeah, I think we entered a alternate dimension a couple years ago. That's why we're getting Jake Paul and Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis and fucking all this shit going on. Like, it was never supposed to happen, but we ventured in to these times.
Dude, now that you mention that, man, if you ask anybody right now that are growing up in this time and just ask them one simple question, where is your heart located? They're going to say it's in the middle. But us here, when we say, where's your heart located? It's on the left side. I'm just saying, something happened where both universes, the metaverse or whatever, something happened. I'm just saying, don't quote me on that. I know this is an MMA podcast. I'm just throwing it out there.
Hey, it's the Mandela effect of life. You know what I mean? Like, everything you thought it was, it's not what you thought it was at all. Kind of like Bob Barker still being alive. Like, people don't know that he's still alive. So
yeah, it's time to cue the pyramids on that one, bro.
The pyramids, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Judge Judy never had a mallet. We can go on and on about the Mandela effect. But we'll get to some fights here in a second outside the K's news. I know this is right up Mark's alley, but a 6-year-old in Pennsylvania won the mullet competition. And I'm telling you, that mullet is Shawn Michaels 1991 mullet.
Jesus Christ. Rudy, if you can find that picture, cue it up on the podcast, bro.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
What is it? What is it?
So, 6-year-old kid in Pennsylvania wins mullet competition.
Yeah. And I'm talking
Marty. Yeah. That kid beat my friend's son. My friend's son was in that competition.
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, mullets, they are a thing now. Even 6-year-olds are winning competitions. So who knew? But if Marty Jannetty's mullet, or Shawn Michaels of 91 or Marty Jannetty, it's hard to top those power mullets, for sure. Or like Brutus the Barber of like the early wrestling days, right? Rob? but back to some fights. Of course, we are an outside the cage news still. I want to touch on John Jones refusing to fight on the card with Colby Covington. Maybe that's why we're not getting Leon and Colby at Madison Square Garden. Right, Rudy?
Probably.
Ah,
She being a little bitch.
wow.
So unfortunately, like we still don't know when that fight's going to be announced, but I'm pretty sure it was slated for Madison Square Garden. Colby Covington went on the Bisbing podcast and clarified that like Jones went to the higher ups and the big dogs at the UFC and made sure that didn't happen, which is shitty.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, hopefully Jones makes it to that fight too. We shall see. Pyramids impending, but Joaquin Buckley, he has a high profile bout booked. It's a guessing game. He can't release who he's fighting just yet. He gave clues. Who is Joaquin Buckley fighting?
What are the clues?
Whoever he wants.
It's a mystery opponent. That's why I wanted you guys to guess who, and whoever's right gets a special prize.
Well, tell me some of the clues.
It's a former training partner of his. The fighter that's his opponent was winning his last fight, lost in the third round, and was fighting a guy a step down in competition. Are the clues that he gave away. That's because I was thinking, well,
Jack Della Maladalena.
I thought it was Ponzinibbio. Like, I think it could be Ponzinibbio, but he's a little bit above him in ranking. So I don't know. He's the only guy I can think of because he lost to Kevin Holland. You know what I mean? And it was like a later stoppage, I believe, in third round. So my guess is Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's got to be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
Yeah. No, that's why he put out a little video on Instagram, and he can't release it, of course. Like they have the UFC deal where they can't, talk about the fight until it's actually official on their terms.
Yeah.
So. But Joaquin Buckley versus Ponzinibbio, I'm announcing on this show right now. So
Let's go.
But there was some fight bookings too. We'll run through them real quick, then we'll get to UFC 292. Daniel Pineda is slated to fight Hussein Askabov October 7th. That was announced today via Big Marcel. Kristen Leroy Duncan versus Cesar Almeida. That's added to UFC Vegas November 18th. Cynthia Calvillo is out. Lasmin Lucindo will now face Elise Reed. That's on the UFC Noche card. And that's the card that Kevin Holland will, in fact, fight Jack Della Maddalena. So that card is fire, too. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, they stepped it up there. Even though a couple bouts dropped out, they stepped it back up. And Jordan Leavitt, Rudy's favorite fighter, he's fighting your other favorite fighter, Chase Hooper. So I don't know who you're going to pick in that one, Rudy.
Oh, Chase Hooper all day, bro.
It's a good one. I like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after seeing Chase get his ass beat by Steve Garcia, that needs to fire up under his ass, man. And the new Chase Hooper, holy shit.
Right?
And also added, very proper to UFC Noche, is Raul Rosas Jr. will fight Terrence Mitchell. Somewhat of a step down. I mean, I don't know. Raul took a tough loss last time, and I think he'll come back strong, but it's only right that he fights on that card. So I think that was added yesterday. And I think they added one more. I was going to say Brad Katona and Cody Gibson was only announced yesterday. Of course, it's on UFC 292, which we'll get to now. And I don't know if you guys want to do full card, main card.
Let's do just the main card because time is. Well,
this is extended hours sitting ringside version. But yeah,
UFC 292, Sterling versus O'Malley, gonna be taking place in Boston, Massachusetts.
Rate the poster real quick.
Let's do it. I like it.
Yeah, I like this poster.
I like it.
I'll give it an 8.
I'll give it a 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's like a 7. And that's basically a 10 for me. But the card itself was nearly doomed, but we have 11 bouts because it was down to 10. It was kind of looking snake.
I see 12.
Okay, on Tapology showing 11, so of course I'm looking at Tapology.
But we got the tough finals and then all the other shit. So,
but we could do a quick. We could do the main card. it's a 12 fight. So the prelims, there's some interesting bouts. I like the Gerald Mearshart Petrosky
Dermot
fight.
Shard. Yep.
I think
Tough finals is going to be a good one I
Marlon
want to touch
Chito
on.
Vera, that's on the main. But
time.
let's see for the prelims. Yeah. Chris Weidman.
Weidman,
let's start
Tavares.
with Weidman and Pred Tavares. We're seeing Chris Weidman come back 2 years from having one of the most nasty, gruesome injuries you'll ever see. And
we watched that on Fight Companion together,
I think
too.
just him making the trek back is amazing, and it's something that he wants to prove to himself. And shit, man, Sarah Long was making that trip out there, with Aljo. So it's kind of right that him and Aljo fight on the same card. But Brad Tavares got plenty of decisions on his resume. Weidman's path to victory is wrestling, right, Rudy? Like, I'm sure it's somewhat close odds. I don't know if Chris is the favorite, but I'm gonna pick Chris Weidman in the fight, though.
Me too.
The favorite in this fight is going to be Brad Tavares. He's a minus 270 favorite, plus 220 underdog for Chris Weidman. I mean, coming in after what he's been through, and after two and a half years, I think a lot of people are seeing how active Brad Tavares has been, and he's not only been active, he's been winning. So I don't know, man. This is going to be a tough test for Weidman. I just can't see somebody as old as him coming off that injury with that time off, coming in to beat somebody like Brad Tavares. I mean, the only way he wins, like you said, is just wrestling.
But decision,
yeah. I mean, that's strong possibility. This is a fight. I don't know, man. I don't like these odds. It's, but whatever. It is what it is, man. This is a scary match. I'm going Brad Tavares, though. Decision.
You guys, Mark, you got Weidman?
I got Weidman, and I think I don't think he's gonna go for that big leg kick that he's been talking about. He's been talking about throwing the hardest leg kick ever, but as soon as he gets in there, and I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna hesitate. I really don't think he's gonna throw it.
Yeah. No.
Right to the takedown, I think.
Yeah, because Tavares does throw some heavy leg kicks, but he doesn't really knock people out, and that's why I think the fight kind of can go Chris's way if he's able to implement the wrestling and do damage. Because for some reason, that's the way Weidman does things. Like, he's a superior wrestler for sure. So if he takes him down, I think he could do damage, man. Like, I don't know if he could put him out of there, but it would be really cool to see Chris come back and get like an impressive stoppage win. You know what I mean? Via the wrestling, I think the fight goes everywhere too. I think they'll be striking. Yeah. But I guess it's still on the prelims, the premier fight, but it could be bumped to the main card. I don't know. We shall see. Come tomorrow morning with the scale, and then on to fight day on Saturday. But the main card kicking off 135 action. Marlon Chito Vera taking on Pedro, the young Punisher Munoz. One of my favorite guys. I've been following Pedro's career since RFA. If you know what RFA is, you're a real fight fan.
Yep.
So the odds on this one got to be in favor of Chito Vera, but like Chito, man, he goes in there and he goes for the kill. He's got that he's got that gusto where he goes out there and tries to finish you. Pedro Munoz has been known to have a chin of iron, one of the better chins you'll see in the division in the UFC. And I don't know, man. I think Pedro will be able to mix it up, and it'll be a close fight, man. I don't know if Marlon lands something big, it's going to have to be a devastating shot to put Munoz out. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's a grinder of a matchup, right?
Yeah. I'm going for Marlon Chito Vera, man. He lost his last fight against Sam, but that was by split decision, so it could have gone either way. And before that, he was on a 4-fight or a 5-fight win streak. I can't remember what streak he was on, but I don't know, man. I like Marlon Chito Vera. Pedro Munoz, of course, of RFA. But I'm going for Marlon Vera, man.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pick Vera, close decision win, but Munoz is going to make it a dogfight.
Rudy, what's the odds, man?
The odds on this one, they opened up on Marlon Vera at a minus 198 favorite, plus 164 underdog for Munoz. Right now, it's kind of spread out a little more. Minus 200 favorite for Vera. Munoz is a plus 168 underdog. I don't know, man. The last fight Marlon had against Corey Sandhagen, Corey Sandhagen kind of exposed him, man, and I think that was like the start of Corey Sandhagen's use of wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's the first time I ever saw him like really lay on the wrestling. And then this last outing, that's all he fucking did for the main event.
Given the injury,
boring as hell. Yeah. So I mean, if anybody could get this done, Pedro Munoz, he's got the skills to just take this dude down and repeatedly do that. And if he wins this, it's gonna be by a decision. I don't think he does. I think Marlon just has too many tools in the shed to give up a win like that. I think Marlon will probably finish this cat, second, third round finish.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line too with what happened with Sandhagen injured. So this is give or take a number one contender fight because O'Malley's calling for he wins the title, he wants the Marlon fight, and I like that. But it's like the cards fell in the way of Munoz Vera is a number one contender fight. Let's look at it that way. So
yeah.
But moving on the main card, we're supposed to see Cody Garbrandt was supposed to fight Mario Bautista. Mario Bautista has been an absolute killer, and I think he would have folded Garbrandt in one round. But
he would.
He's got Damon Blackshear, who's coming off a twister submission, back-to-back week. He's got the shortest time in between fights.
Him and Lupe Godinez coming back. Less than 7 days. Short notice to come back and fight. That's crazy, man.
So,
yeah, I think the odds got to be in some favor of Bautista. He's
he's a moderate favorite, minus 245 favorite, plus 185 underdog for Blackshear. And it looks like it's pretty much the same thing right now.
Awesome.
That's some money to be made maybe on Blackshear, but I like Mario Bautista. The guy's been a killer. First round finishes. I have a feeling this fight ends in one round on either side, but I'm going to pick Bautista.
Me too, man. I'm picking Mario Bautista.
Man. But Blackshear is definitely, a potential underdog pick on a bet slip because I don't know, man. I saw Mario today and he looked real sunken in, man. It looked like that weight cut's really affecting him. And Blackshear looked fresh, bro. Somebody just fought last week and had to do the weight cut. This guy looks ready to go, man. So,
it could bode well for him too.
I bet you it's a lot easier when you make that weight cut and then you fight and then make another weight cut because you're already at the fight weight.
I think this guy's just walks around at that weight.
Blackshear. It could be. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of weight, man.
You're right.
Yeah, because Damon Blackshear, previously was training at Jackson Wink and kind of on somewhat of a slide. So now his new coaching, everything he's got going on, this may bode well for him to just stay active. He can go in there, get a big win against Bautista because Mario kind of earned the slot to fight Cody. Given Cody's been knocked out 5 times in a row, that would be a good win for Bautista, and I think he would have murdered Cody. But this is a great fight. I like the placement on the card, deserving of a main card for Damon Blackshear to showcase them skills, man. So scared to bet on that one, though. I don't want to touch that one, Rudy. So that's a scary one. But even more scarier, as usual, the next fight, Neil Magny. If you see him in a casino, leave the casino immediately because you're going to lose all your money. And this is the parlay breaker of the night. Ian Machado Gary against Neil Magny, who fucking hate each other, right? Apparently,
they despise each other,
man.
Bro.
After seeing Ian Machado Gary the past couple of days, I'm kind of starting to hate him. I don't know, dude. He's just trying to take on this Connor persona, and it's really shitty, bro. It's really shitty. I don't know if he thinks it's cute or if people like it. Maybe some people do, but I don't know, man. It just seems real tacky and classless, and it seems like you're trying to rip somebody off, and it's failing on every end, bro. I liked Ian when he was just humble, and he would do what he was telling Neil to do today. He'd shut the fuck up. Just shut up, bro. Just shut up. You were better when there was kind of a mystique around you. Kind of like Mystic Mac. He was cool when he had a mystique about him, and then you started opening your fucking mouth.
And then he does the Conor McGregor walk in the cage. He does all of this shit, just Why? Be your
Like
own person, man.
be you, you know,
Be
and
your
then
own person.
and then
I hope,
you come in and you disrespect a veteran of the game and you talk on. I
right?
know it's a fight game and I know you're supposed to hype this shit up, but I don't know, man. It just it doesn't seem natural for that guy, you know. So
No, it doesn't.
it's a put off. It's very off putting to me, and I think a lot of other people that see right through it. And Neil, it really pissed this dude off, bro. Neil was like, "What the fuck? You say anything about my kid one more time, bro? One more time." And I was hoping one of the people asking question would have been like, "Hey, so Ian, do you have anything to say about Neil's son again?" Just to start some shit. But I'm looking forward to this fight. Just
Me
seeing how
too.
much these guys like. Neil genuinely hates this guy. I think Ian is just doing it for show. And he's probably going to say that at the end. Oh, I was just joking around. I was part of the show. I'm hyping it up. But
Yeah, if
I
he
think
gets
Neil.
caught
Yeah,
right there.
wait till you catch hands of Neil Magny, and then we'll
Bro,
see if that was part of the show.
I was putting my money on Ian Machado Gary minus 500 favorite plus 380 underdog for Neil Magny. I'm going with Neil Magny. I want to see him make me some money and shut this dude up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing though too. Neil Magny, he's a gicta, complete
Yep.
gicta of all gictas. So, like, but I can see a scenario play out where he catches Machado on like a standing guillotine, you know what I mean, or something crazy with the long limbs and like.
He's a wily guy, bro. I mean, this is not some dude you want to fuck with.
But I can easily see
Can't be
Machado
overlooked.
Gary on the other side just staying at range and picking him apart.
Yeah.
And just demolishing Magny too. I could easily see that happening. My pick will be Ian Gary. Yeah, it's a crazy fight, man. He's trying to take that number. He's trying to crack that top 10. And Neil, the gatekeeper Magny, he's going to break your parlay. The parlay breaker.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, Ian Machado Gary more than likely is going to win this fight. So
Most likely.
it's a risky bet, but it's a bet that may pay off. Neil Magny, yeah, this is not a guy that you ever want to bet against. It sucks, dude.
He's not a guy you want to bet against or bet on.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where I don't know, man. It's a risk.
Everybody's parlay will be in place until this fight. I guarantee it. Yeah, this is the parlay breaker. That's the new part. When we break down these cards, there's a parlay breaker. This is the fight. Calling it right now.
JP Pettis says that Neil's been hanging out too much with Jake Paul.
Hey, I can't pick a Neil Magny fight, correct? Yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening this week too. Oh, I'm picking Gary. So, like I said, the scenario.
I gotta go with Neil Magny, bro. I have to.
So it's 2-2 then.
Yeah.
Go.
Next up,
UFC Strawweight Championship. Weili Zhang
Banger of a
finally
fight,
making their
folks.
return against Amanda Lemos, who earned her shot. Zhang's got to fight somebody, and Lemos is a sleeper. She could go out there and just shock the fucking world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she can, dude.
I mean, Zhang has got like a whole country behind her. You know, she's the top of the world. You know what I mean? Top of the food chain. Impressive stuff. Her resume already speaks for itself, and she does damage, man. It looks better every time out there. But Amanda Lemos, there's something about her where it could just be that Alexa Grasso upset. You know what I mean? Type deal here.
Bro, I feel if Amanda comes in on point with her weigh-ins and doesn't look sunk in or whatever and just looks fresh, and if she's got that look in her eyes coming into the cage like we've been noticing with a lot of these fighters, bro, I think Amanda's going to be the next. Yeah, I think Amanda's going to be the next champ. Now, we have Zhang, on the other hand, who is just a fucking beast of a warrior. Could finish Amanda in the second, third round. But man, I as much as the way Zhang is, I'm gonna go for Amanda, bro. I'm picking her, and I think we're gonna see a new champ.
Was it minus 600 favorite Zhang, Rudy? Right?
No, let's see.
600.
No, Weili Zhang is minus 325 favorite plus 255 underdog. I mean, I respect those odds.
Yeah.
Amanda Lemos she's no slouch, man. Definitely no slouch. This is going to be a good fight. I think it's probably going to go to decision. My money, and if it goes to decision, my money's on Wiley Zhang. I think
Yeah.
she's got the tools to get it done. But if Lemos wins, it's gonna be by some fucked up knockout, man. This
Yeah, I will.
this
Like a
chicken
club
bang,
and stuff.
bro.
Yeah,
bro,
dude.
This chicken bang, and I don't know, man. I've been watching the the build up to the event, and both of these women looked like they've been training their asses off. So this is going to be an exciting fight, a really exciting fight. I'm stoked to watch this one.
Yeah, Lemos' path to victory is just to be. She's got to pick her shots, and they got to be shots that are going to end the fight. You know what I mean? On the feet, club and sub. I could see it happening. She's a very big underdog. It would be one of the bigger upsets. You know what I mean? In the UFC in a while. Well, Alexi Grasso, like I said, scenario where nobody gave her a chance, and pretty sure the odds are just super heavy on Weili, and the money's on her. I can't pick against Weili Zhang. Finish.
Don't blink. That's all I gotta say is don't blink, folks.
Yeah.
Because you will miss something.
Well, the main event, UFC Bantamweight champion, GOAT, Aljamain Sterling against Sean O'Malley, the People's Warrior, right?
Bro, I can't pick against Aljamain Sterling, man. I just can't. As much as a lot of people are hyped up on Sean O'Malley and they're on his train and everything that Sean can bring into this fight. I mean, he's a very skilled fighter. He's a crafty fighter, but I don't know, man. I have to see this fight in order for me to like Sean O'Malley. Because right now I'm leaning towards a lot against to go forward with Aljamain Sterling winning. He's going to defend that belt, but it's one of those. It's one of those fights, man.
Yeah, it's a fight that they pretty much pushed on Aljo to take. They had to go into negotiations to make sure it worked pay wise. To make it happen, basically the UFC wants O'Malley to win the belt. But unfortunately, this is his toughest test. It's the toughest fight of his career for sure. I mean, it's crazy that he's never been in a 5-round fight. I don't think he's ever main evented a card. And here he is fighting the Bantamweight GOAT. And he got a shot. You know what I mean? He can go in there and lightning strikes. You know what I mean? And he wins the belt. And he's Conor McGregor, right? That's the storyline that everybody wants to see play out. I don't think it happens. I think Aljo, as crazy as his style is, he does leave openings. I think, Coach Longo, Sarah Longo, and like everybody there, their last fight with Henry, I don't think Aljo. Well, there will be heavy grappling from Aljo. I think he dominates there for sure. But Aljo's a crazy wild man. He just goes in there, brings the fighter that he is, and you got to deal with it. And I don't think Sean O'Malley fought anybody like Aljamain Sterling. So, but yeah, just the records that Aljo holds. O'Malley's got like the significant strike record at the weight class, and like it's crazy the stats on both sides. And here they are fighting, at the highest level, at the biggest stage. But man, Aljo's a dog, man. You got to take him out. And if O'Malley does it, he may in fact be able to pull him in. He's very good off his back foot, and he may just catch him with a shot. It could happen, but I think Aljo dominates him.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely. Sean O'Malley's coming in as a underdog, plus 202 underdog. Aljamain Sterling, minus 250 favorite. I mean, Aljamain just cleared out the division, and this is going to be another notch on his belt. He's gonna ragdoll this kid, bro. I know Sean hasn't fought a wrestler like him, somebody as powerful as him, someone as big as him. But like you said, he stands a chance. He stands a puncher's chance. I won't be mad if he wins. If he wins, it's going to be by like some crazy fucking finish, and it's well deserved. I mean, if you could get that win, that's a huge feather in your cap. And I mean, you're just going to bank even more. You could buy another pink Lambo, which I think is badass. His car, his ride, fucking dope, dude. But, people been talking about Aljo just ragdolling this dude, and O'Malley possibly winning by some crazy knockoff KO. But hear me out. What if Aljo knocks this motherfucker out?
Oh, dude, that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. He's going to hurt him on the feet. I see Aljo doing it. He's going to hurt him on the feet.
Jay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just say the way Aljo just like is a wild man in there. Like I said, he's very calculated too, though. But you know, when you fight the style that he does, you have to be in incredible shape, which he is. And I don't know if Sean and his camp are banking on like Aljo missing weight. Like he has no track record of like
He's
ever
not gonna
missing
miss
weight.
weight. No.
But like
Missing
you know,
weight.
they all have, of course, have to meet the scale. But we've seen Aljo get hit with the knee with Marlon Moraes, you know, years ago. We've seen him get defeated. Since then, he became the bantamweight GOAT. So O'Malley gets the opportunity to fight the GOAT, and man, I don't think it's necessarily the game over if he gets taken down right away.
No.
He could, in fact, just like you know, take some shots early, first round. He gets up and he fucking sparks Aljamain Sterling out. There's a shot that happens. I'm throwing it out there. But when Aljo takes your back and takes you down, he's an animal, man. So I don't know. O'Malley's had a year and a half off to improve on the wrestling. You know, we'll see if he's improved, and Aljo will test that immediately.
Yeah, Aljamain, bro, and still.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
still.
The way this fight is too. It's kind of like Rudy even talked about it. Like, well, Marab, like he's basically, you know, jumping up a weight class. There's not really any other like big fights, big contenders. He's cleared out the fucking division, so he could drop the belt. Marab could fight Chito Vera or whoever, you know what I mean, or maybe fight Sean O'Malley, the vacant belt, and Aljo moves up to do.
Yeah, that was funny. They asked Chito, "How do you feel about Sean O'Malley saying that you'll be the first person he'll fight if you win, if both of you win?" He's like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah.
It was awesome, dude.
Yeah, I mean, no knock to O'Malley's skills. He has, you know, KO'd. I mean, all of his opponents that he's fought, none of them are left in the UFC. That's crazy. Yeah. And like,
I like O'Malley, bro. I'm not gonna shit on the kid. He's definitely got skills, but I mean, there's levels to this.
I was just gonna say there's levels to this game, man, and Aljamain is way up there.
Yeah, I got to go with our boy, Team Sarah Longo. Shout out to Coach Longo and the boys, Chris Weidman and them. Hopefully they both get wins. And for sure, man, this is Aljo's legacy has already been proven, and this is just another notch and stopping the O'Malley hype train, man. So I see it happening.
Hell yeah. Right on, guys. That's it for our show, man. We had a badass show. I know we went over, but that's okay. It's expected when we have guests on our show because they have a party with us. So shout out to DDP. Thanks for jumping on, man. I will reach out to you and send you some Fight Book MMA boxing gloves so you can auction that shit out and break it in. Thanks everybody that's watching and or listening. JP Perez, thank you for hanging out with us and commenting, and you get that shout out from your boy Dorian. So that's pretty cool of him to do that. And other than that, David, you know what to do, bro.
Yes, indeed. Another good one in the books. Shout out to Dorian for making the time and having a party with us. We'll have to definitely do it again. So feels good to be back. Episode number 185. Approaching that 200 number, boys. So we're steadily approaching. Maybe by the new year, somewhere around there. Right? So, but for all the latest combat sports news around the world, around the clock, go to fightbookmma.com. Wherever you get your podcasts, look us up, Fight Book MMA, Sitting Ringside. Like, subscribe, share, hit us up. We are Sitting Ringside every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are out. Until next week, enjoy the fights. History will be made. Talk about it.